Good evening, friend. Okay. Welcome back to Fun Challenge Concept Reward Series FCCR Day 5. Yeah. In fact, sorry for the delay in between. I have been absent for a few days. But anyway, we are continuing with the solution of Day 4. And now onward, I hope to be continuous till 25th. And on 27th, advance is there. So before that, you will have some amazing problems to just revise your concept and enjoy the problems. So as the name is there, Fun Challenge Concept Reward Series. So I hope it will be useful in your preparation for advance. So okay, continuing with the topic here. Let me check whether I am audible or not. Yeah, I am audible. Okay. So continuing with the topic. In fact, first of all, let me discuss the solution of the problem of the previous day, that is for day 4. So I have given 2 questions. In fact, in the second question I have got the reply, and the reply was conceptually correct but slightly wrong in the calculation. So ultimately answer was not there by Rishit Singla. But anyway, the concept as it appeared from the answer, that concept was approached. And anyway, I will discuss both the problems, the first problem 1 and problem 2. In fact, no one has replied me problem 1. However, there was a immense demand to give the solution at least. Okay, and I got delayed, sorry for that. But anyway, I am going to discuss both the problems. And in fact, the first problem I did not get any reply. So it was the first time that there was a question for which I did not get any reply. And I hope people have not been able to approach the approach of the problem. So first of all, I will discuss that, because the question was not that difficult as such. But anyway, to approach it in that way might have been difficult. So let me see, and we can have a discussion on that also. So first of all, I am going to take the first question of day 4. So the first question was, there was a large disk, and at the center of the disk a radioactive sample was present, and with the initial number n0, and it was showing beta decay. So it was a beta active radioactive sample with initial number of nuclei n0 at time 0. And whatever beta particles were formed, they were getting distributed as a radially symmetric current. So first of all, I must concentrate on this thing, purely that radially symmetric current. So if I take the number of beta particle n0, and the decay constant is given to me lambda. So what is the number of nuclei after time t? You can easily say the number of nuclei that is remaining there after time t is n0 e to the power minus lambda t. So what is the activity? So activity is minus lambda n. So the activity comes out to be lambda n0. And if I talk of activity, the magnitude of the activity, so that is going to be lambda n0 e to the power minus lambda t. So what is the charge that is created per second? So the current, that is dq by dt, the charge that is created, it is being lost from this body is dq by dt is, in fact the number of electrons that are created is a into e, and a into e, the charge that is created per second is a into e. So it comes out to be lambda n0 e to the power minus lambda t. Okay. So you see here, this is the current. If we talk of, since E is negative, so effectively this is the current. So ultimately what do I get here? This is the current I equal to dq by dt. This is minus means what? The current is inward side. The electrons are moving radially outward, symmetrically radially outward. So this is the current. So ultimately this is the total current that is coming to this point from the surrounding in this. So this is current I. So I am having a point here. This is the origin, this is x-axis, this is y-axis, and this is z-axis. So I may assume here, if this current is say I, and let me assume that this current is I, and this current is, since electron is moving radially outward, the current is inward. So this current is I, and this is concentrating here. So this is the only thing here. If I assume here that the same amount of current is going, in fact this is not there, but I am assuming whatever current is coming here is going like this, that I am assuming. In fact this part I am assuming, this is not there, but now this will give the direction to think. If I am assuming here the current that is coming here is ultimately going along this line, so this is a line charge, the combination of line charge, and the current is symmetrically distributed in all directions. So let me think of the point. So this is the point, this is x, this is y axis, this is x. Let me think of the point that is given. The point that is given is say point P. The coordinates of point P, as I recall, is given as a by root 2, comma a by root 2, comma a. So that are the coordinates of the point. So what is the effectively distance of point P from this wire is going to be, this R is going to be a. So what is important here, if I take, this is the case of symmetry, the current is coming from infinity and then coming to this wire and then going to the infinity. So it's the case of the infinite current, or you can say the closed loop. Closed loop is just equivalent to the infinite current. The infinite current is equivalent to a closed loop. So I can consider it as a closed loop in which point P is creating a symmetry. So if I take the circle here with this point as center and P as a circumference, this circle is symmetric with respect to the current arrangement that is given, and this current arrangement, the totality of current arrangement may be treated as the current loop or say infinite current. So infinitely current is coming like this and then going to this infinity. So I may treat this current arrangement as a closed loop. So I can apply now the Ampere's law. If I apply the Ampere's law, let the magnetic field here in, for this current I say the magnetic field will be here. It will be the clockwise sense, yes. It will be in anti-clockwise sense. The magnetic field here will be like this, tangentially. So let it be B. So it is creating a symmetric arrangement of magnetic field. So the net B dot dl over this loop is going to be B into 2 pi r. So if I have the Ampere's law, integral B dot dl. So integral B dot dl for this loop is going to be B into 2 pi r is equal to mu naught into enclosed current. So this is the enclosed current I. So I we have already calculated. Anyway, let us see first. So what do I get? B I am getting as, and R is actually A. So B I am getting as what? B is equal to mu naught by 2 pi into I by R. So that I am getting. I and R is equal to A, that I know. So I can put it like this. So mu naught by 2 pi I by. But this is not my answer, because this is the current that is coming from infinity to O and then going to infinity like this. In fact, now this part is not there, but I have assumed. So I will have to remove this part. So whatever the current contribution due to this part, that I will have to remove. So I can see the point O is making an angle of 45 degree with this perpendicular line PC. So I will calculate the current due to from O to infinity, this part, and this I will be minusing. So let that magnetic field be B dash. So I can easily calculate that magnetic field due to a straight line charge. So I can apply the formula of a straight line charge, in which in one direction angle with the perpendicular is 45 degree and other direction angle with the perpendicular is 90 degree. So if I consider only due to this current from here onward, the infinite current, the magnetic field say B dash. So that is going to be mu naught by 4 pi I by R. That means I by A, because R is A. Okay. Sine 45 plus sine 90. So sine 45 plus sine 90, that is going to be 1 by root 2 plus 1. So from this result, I will be minusing this. So ultimately my answer is, B net. So my answer B net is going to be B minus B dash, because this was not there. I have assumed it. I calculated B assuming this. So this I will have to subtract. So finally I am getting the answer mu naught by 4 pi I by A, and this 1 plus 1 by root 2 is 2. So we are getting 1 minus 1 by root 2. So this is my final answer. But this is not final answer, because I will have to put the value of I here. So finally my answer comes out to be this one again, and I is this one. So finally my answer is going to be this. In fact, the direction I have already taken, so I can take only the magnitude, because I have already considered the current to be radially inward. So direction was already taken into account. So I will just put up the magnitude. So my answer is going to be mu naught by 4 pi lambda and naught e to the power minus lambda t by A 1 minus 1 by root 2. So this is my final answer. Okay, so this is my final answer. Okay. I did not get any reply for this question, and I don't think it's very difficult, but anyway, someone might not have thought about this question in this way. So here it is actually emphasizing on the Ampere's law. In fact, whenever we are applying the Ampere's law is only true for either a closed loop of current or infinite current. So it's coming out to be, it is converted into infinite current, and the part that I used to convert it to infinite current, that I have been sorry about. So it is the case of the symmetry, and we have got it. Okay, now we move to the second problem. In fact, second problem is also conceptually high, but apart from conceptually high, that is also calculation wise very high. And in solving that question, in fact, I was myself not very confident about the answer that I was getting after calculation. In fact, I was able to get the concept correctly. In fact, I have modified that problem from inspired by the problem of Pirogov, and I have modified that problem to ask something different that has been asked in this question. And to get assured of the calculation, I have taken the help of Rashid Singla, who was prompt to help me immediately. And there was a small mistake that I have committed in that solution, and he has got it rectified. Anyway, so we are going to discuss that. And in fact, that is going to involve a little bit of calculation. Okay, so I hope this is clear. But before that, I will take a snap of this one. So let me take a snap of this one here, this question. The way Thank you very much. So I am moving to the next problem, and the next problem is the problem of before that I'll take one more example. Sorry. Next problem is the problem of thermodynamics. That is the second question. So I will move now to the second question. And the second question is that we are having a cylindrical chamber and divided by diathermic piston. The total volume of the cylinder is going to be V naught. That is given to me, and the pressure on both the sides of the helium gas is there, and P naught and P naught. And now we are also given temperature. However, temperature is redundant in the answer, but anyway we will solve it. And this is the thing given. And now we are moving the piston to this side slowly, and the piston is diathermic, and the whole system is adiabatic, but the piston is diathermic, that is given. And we are moving slowly the piston to, so that this side volume comes out to be half. So it comes out to be V naught by 4. And obviously this comes out to be 3 V naught by 4. So that is given in the question, and we have this. So what is important? The piston is diathermic. Piston is diathermic means what? The piston is diathermic, that will mean that piston will allow the heat flow from both the sides, such that they will always maintain the common temperature, because we are moving slowly, so we can assume at every instant the temperature is common. So what I am doing here, I am taking this distance as L, just for sake of calculation. So if I am moving it to distance x, for example, so you know this length comes out to be L plus x, and this comes out to be L minus x. So at that moment, if I take the pressure here P1 say, and pressure here say P2. So what is P1 then? You know, I can consider here PV by T is going to be constant, because the number of moles on both the sides are going to be constant. So PV by N is equal to PV by RT. So PV by T is going to be constant. So if at that moment the pressure here is P1. So what is the P1? P1 into here the volume, the new volume, A into L minus x. The new temperature is say T, and that is same in both the sides. The new temperature is say T. So T is going to be same in both the sides, because they will be interchanging heat among themselves. So at every time the temperature will be common to both of them. Whereas, however, temperature will get changed, but the temperature will be common. So the final pressure, at that moment the pressure in this side is going to be P into A into L minus x by T. That is going to be P naught into AL by T naught. So solving it, I am getting P1 as P naught L P naught into T by T naught L by L minus x, and so on. If I take the pressure of this side, say this is P1 and this is P2. So the P2 is going to be the same line, P naught, T by T naught, L by L plus x. So at that instant, the net force on this piston will be P1A, and from here it will be P2A. So at that instant, the net force on the piston will be P1 minus P2A. And if I am talking of the small displacement, the work done by the my force, because my force will be in this direction, and the work done by my force will be Fdx. So this is the work done by my force, and that is going to be what? So my force is doing work. P1 dW, the work done on the gas. In fact, this is not the work done by the gas, this is the work done on the gas. So this is going to be Fdx. dW is going to be Fdx. So Fdx is the work done by the gas. So work done by the gas will be positive, and work done on the gas will be negative. So from here I will get what? Let me see. So dW is Fdx. So effectively I am getting dW is Fdx. So effectively I am putting these values. So I am getting here. So all the common quantities I am taking together. So P naught T by T naught, and this AL is going to be V naught. So I am putting here V naught because AL is coming common. So it's going to be V naught. So ultimately I am getting as 1 upon L minus x dx minus, so 1 upon L minus x and 1 upon L plus x dx. So this is the work done by me as such, and the work done by me is opposite to the work done by the gas. So work done by the gas and work done by me are two opposite things. So this is the work done by me, and obviously the work done by the gas we are interested. So work done by the gas is going to be minus this. So the work done by the gas is going to be minus dW. This is external dW, so minus dW. And you know here I can say dWg is minus 4. And overall you see the piston cylinder is adiabatic, so that it means no heat flow is to allow to the cylinder. So that is in totality, if you take the both the gases, in fact both parts of gases, then dq is going to be 0. So dq is du plus dw. You know from first law of thermodynamics, dq is equal to what? dq is, I can write here, dq is equal to du plus work done by the gas, that is going to be 0. So dwg is going to be minus du. And from here I am getting dWg equal to minus du. So minus dWg equal to du. So minus dWg is dW by external agent. So I can put here this one. So I am getting here from solving it from here. So what do I do now? I solve it here only. Okay, what to solve it? So I am getting the place here to solve it. And okay, I can place it in here to solve it. So I'm doing what? Okay, one more thing I can do here. So this thing is done as such. Okay, let me see. What can I do here? So what now I do here? I just remove it. This and remove it and place the values here. So minus dWg is 0 and dWg minus dWg is actually dWg, so I put it here. So effectively I get P naught P by T naught into V naught 1 by L minus x minus 1 by L plus x. So I am placing here dx. This total is going to be du. So let the temperature change be dt. At this, for this small displacement, I consider the temperature change to be dt. So that and number of moles on the both the sides I am considering n. So total number of moles I am considering 2n. So that is going to be 2n Cv dt. So from here I can see we are having only two variables here, x and t. So I will separate those two variables. And another thing I know, P naught V naught by T naught is equal to 2n. So P naught by V naught by T naught equal to 2nr. So I am placing here 2nr. So this is going to be 2nr, and this t is going to be there. So dx by L minus x minus dx by L plus x CV value I am putting 3 by 2r because both the sides we are helium. For helium CV is 3 by 2r. So n here dt by t. So t what I am doing here, t I am taking from here, placing in the denominator. So if I now put the limit here, the x, the initial value of x is 0 and I am moving it to L by 2. So the limit here is 0 to L by 2, 0 to L by 2. And here the limit is say t naught to t. So I am going to solve it, and after solving you can see here n and r are going to get cancelled, and 2 is also coming here, so let it be there, so no problem at all. So 2 is coming here, and so let it be here. 2 t naught 2. So 2 is here, no problem, and 2. Yeah, let me take 2 also to this side, so this is going to be 3 by 2. Ln t by t naught. And here we are getting ln ln 2 minus ln 3 by 2. So ultimately what we get here is, ln 4 by 3, that is going to be 3 by 2 ln t by t naught. So this power I put here, solving it, I am getting t by t naught. The difference of calculation is there. I hope I have not missed something. 4 by 3 to the power 3. This cancels 3 to the power 2 by 3. So t is equal to t naught 4 by 3 to the power 2 by 3. So this is the temperature. 4 by 3 to the power 2 by 3. Okay? When I solve it, oh, one mistake was there. But here it is not V naught as such. Here it is V naught by 2. Because I am taking AL. AL is V naught by 2. AL is not V naught. AL is V naught by 2. Okay. So that was the mistake remaining here. So it's not. And this P is not there. So anyway. So this 2 is not there. So ultimately, in fact, this much of calculation is there that somewhere mistakes are prone to come. So anyway, this is the final temperature, 4 by T naught, 4 by 3 to the power 1 by 3. Anyway, now you see the work done. I am asked about what? Work done by the external agent. So the work done by the external agent is going to be what? So this is the work done by the external agent I am asking. So obviously the work done by the external agent is going to be work done by external agent is going to be what? So the change in internal energy is the work done by the external agent. So I know there. The change in the internal energy is the work done by the external agent. So I will calculate it. Change in the internal energy is the work done by external agent. So I will calculate it. Change in the internal energy is work done by the external agent. So work done by external agent in total I'm not considering element, so I'm taking delta E. So I'm solving it. That is going to be 2n CV T minus T naught. Work done by external agent equal to minus work done by gas, and that is changing internal energy. That is 2n CV T minus T naught. So, and I'm no is P naught V naught. 2n is P naught V naught. V naught by NR. 2n is P naught V naught by R. So I put it CV is 3 by 2R. And T minus T naught from here comes out to be T naught under bracket 4 by 3 P naught V naught by R P naught. 4 by 3 to the power 1 by 3 minus 1. So effectively my answer comes out to be 3 by 2 P naught V naught. 4 by 3 to the power 2 by 3 to the power 1 by 3 minus 1. So this is my answer. So this is the final answer. 3 by 2 P naught V naught, 4 to the power 1 by 3 minus 1. So effectively this was a very calculative problem, but anyway we have got this answer, and this is the answer. So while solving, enough of time is there. So this was the second problem. Now the problem of the day, we are moving to problem of the day, and the problem of the day is going to be two problems. The problem of the day I am going to present first. So there is a cube of side length L and other sides are side length 12 and other sides of side length L, a cubite and L. So this is a cubite with the side lengths. One of the side is the largest, say 12, and other sides are above. And here is the points named, corner names A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So this problem I am taking up from the Gauss law, and this question 1 of the day is, and here is the midpoint of say AB is M, and the midpoint of GH is say M. Midpoint of GH is M and midpoint of AB is M. So what I am doing now, I am moving a point charge slowly for a very small distance, say R, from M towards M. I am moving a small charge, a small point charge Q from M to this point. From M, I am moving a small charge. I am moving a charge Q through a very small distance R, and I am given R is 2 less than L. जैसे मान लीजिए R अगर L अगर 1 मीटर है तो हो सकता है ये 1 मिलीमीटर 2 मिलीमीटर 3 मिलीमीटर इस टाइप से कोई डिस्टेंस हो. R is 2 less than L और मैं M से N की तरफ, M क्या है AB का मिड पॉइंट है और N क्या है GH का मिड पॉइंट है. So what I am doing here, I am moving the points slowly from M to N for a very small distance. So what I have to calculate here is, इस क्वेश्चन में मुझे क्या कैलकुलेट करना है? मुझे कैलकुलेट करना है what is the electric flux now through ABCD. What is the electric flux through ABCD? Now, ABCD के through electric flux बताना है. So the answer is, the question is, what is the electric flux through the surface ABCD? Now, you can see the ABCD surface. So I have to calculate the electric flux now through ABCD. Okay. after this displacement. So that is the first question of the day. So question 1 of this day, and the another question, but before moving to another question, time for photograph. And now for another question, the question number 2. I'm moving to the next question, question number 2. And the question number 2 is here. There is a rough fixed pulley. So this is a rough fixed pulley. Uniformly rough fixed pulley, and we are having two blocks placed like this. This is of mass 12 and this is of mass 7. Okay. We are having two uniformly rough fixed pulley, okay, and the 2m is coming down with the acceleration of say g by 4. 2m is coming down with acceleration of g by 4, and we are having a uniformly rough pulley, and 2m is coming down with the acceleration of g by 4. So what is the instantaneous tension of topmost point of string on pulley? So what is the instantaneous tension of topmost point of string on pulley? So this is the point where you have to find the tension in the string. Instantaneous tension of topmost point of the string on pulley. So that is the question. So this is the question of day 2. So you please give the answer. So tomorrow I will be discussing the answer and solution of these problems. So see you tomorrow. Take care. So get it done. Thank you.